While I was tuning into the energy for this group, I really felt like there was something about you not having all of the information, or maybe even having contradictory information. At first, it felt like there were two parties, maybe you and another person or a group, but the more I sat with this, it actually felt like there was a third person or a third party. And you could be getting contradictory stories. Things might not be lining up. Or maybe it's kind of like one person is saying that another person said or did something. It's very he said, she said kind of energy. And so I think it's important not to rush into anything, especially if you're not getting information first hand right now. So it is interesting. This is a timeless reading, but we do actually have a few planets that are shifting right now. Mercury, the planet of communication and the mind, just went retrograde in the sign of Cancer, which is very emotional, and so emotions might be high during this time. We do also have the planet Jupiter changing signs into Leo, which only happens about every 12 months. So this is pretty significant that this is happening, as well as a full moon in Capricorn. So lots of energy is peaking right now. Things just feel like emotionally very heightened. And so if you're feeling like you're kind of in this really stressful situation, just take a chance, take a breath here. Give yourself a moment. Maybe even pause this video and just notice where you are right now, and kind of find that center again. That also really helps you discern in these videos what messages are meant for you and what should be left behind for somebody else. Now, I did pull a few animal cards. We'll get to the tarot in just a moment, but I really kind of wanted to define some of this energy that we were getting. I did get the shark coming out first. And the shark is interesting because to me, this is very much about that fin above the water. You're seeing the signs of something. You're feeling something. And it might not be totally obvious yet, but it does feel important. The shark almost feels like a red flag to me, if I'm being perfectly honest. And the next card I got was the unicorn, which is actually the card of the third eye. So there could be something about reading between the lines, seeing something that is being overlooked. There might be other people around you who are not picking up on what you're picking up on. You might feel like you're going crazy. You might feel like your own perception could be wrong, or at least someone might be thinking that about you. There might even be like a little projection going on there as well, which is sort of interesting. And for some reason, I'm being compelled to kind of talk about the sixth sense of a shark. Sharks literally have a sense called electroreceptivity. They are able to sense electric currents that actually helps them find their prey. But I do think there's something about this with humans and our technology. It can interfere with this electroreceptivity. And so there could be something about signals being interfered with. Or again, like something, you're picking up on something here. It might not also be what you expect either. So don't go jumping to worst case scenario. I do feel like something serious needs to be addressed. I do think direct communication is always best, even if people don't understand what you're trying to really say during a Mercury retrograde sometimes. But we do have the vulture as well. And so again, there is this image of something circling around you. Something is around you. There could even be a presence, like a spiritual presence in this situation as well. That might be that third party I was talking about. Maybe someone is even sensing some kind of energy and another person isn't. That could literally be what this is about. Particularly with the unicorn representing the third eye. But it does feel like there is a need to clear the air, to say what needs to be said, even if the other person doesn't receive it right away. Very, very interesting energy so far. I am very curious to see what tarot comes out, what tarot cards, I should say. Definitely feeling these retrogrades because I feel like I'm jumping over some words here. So thank you for bearing with me. But what are the messages that we have? What are the messages that we have at this time And as I'm shuffling, I just want to thank all of you who support this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It's with all of you I'm able to do this work, so I deeply, deeply appreciate it. And if it helps you and gives you some things to think about, really consider hitting that subscribe and bell notification so you don't ever miss a video and you always know what's in the cards for you. I do also have a link in the description of this website if you'd like to book a personal reading or distance energy healing session with me. Now, you guys, I can't make this up. The first card that comes out is the Seven of Swords in reverse. Someone is being caught in the act. Someone has been hiding something or maybe even outright lying. There could be something does not feel like it's been equal give and take. With the Six of Pentacles and Temperance in reverse. There might even be a situation where someone is saying that they are like, if you're giving money to someone, or maybe you're the one receiving money, like you could be, or this person could be saying they're putting it towards one thing, but it's actually going towards another. Maybe it's a company or an organization that you're dealing with as well, too. Like, where are the resources going? That could be material, so that could quite literally be financial, which is kind of what we usually think with the Six of Pentacles, but it could also be spiritual. It could be energetic. It could be emotional. And I think right now, it's almost like your trust in a situation has been shaken, or more specifically in a person, and it feels like you've kind of been bearing a burden alone. There could also be something like financial manipulation, maybe even a job, being stuck in a job because you don't know what else you would do, kind of thing. Like, that could be sort of the deception or the trickery of this. But what I really think, it's almost like when someone gives you a gift and there's like strings attached to it, right? Someone has been receiving a gift and there were strings attached to it. And again, I do feel like there's multiple people involved in this situation, so you might need to reflect for a moment on who these people might be and where you're kind of falling in the situation. That's actually a good clarifier. Where does this viewer fall? Where do you fall in this situation? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You might feel like you are getting an opportunity taken from you. Maybe someone took an idea from you or took credit for your work. Interesting. I do also have Strength and the Hermit both coming up in reverse here. And when I first saw Strength in reverse, that was the first card that fell out here. It did feel like, to me, I almost got like you were too strong. You were too independent. You took on too much. Sometimes I think of Strength in reverse as you actually do have the willpower, the composure here. But it's harming you, actually, as opposed to serving you. You might be punishing or restricting yourself or limiting yourself. And I do kind of get this with the Hermit in reverse as well. I feel like a lot of you just took on a lot for yourself. You tried to be of service to somebody and maybe neglected your own needs. And I do feel like that is a major call right now. Getting back in touch with what you need. Six of Wands in reverse. I really do feel like someone has tried to take credit for your work. or someone has taken advantage of your effort. And there's a lot of ways that I'm seeing that this could be manifesting for all of you. For some of you, this could be kind of like even a divorce situation, where someone is trying to claim more than a fair share, perhaps even getting more than a fair share, or at least really fighting for that. Maybe someone saying one thing and doing another. I kind of get that with the shark, actually. Someone's really scoping a situation out. I do think that a lot of this could be mitigated or avoided. What are we supposed to do with this energy? King of Cups. Interesting. King of Cups and the Ten of Wands. Be very mindful of who you trust what with emotionally. I mean, to be honest, what I'm hearing, again, I wonder if some of you are in a legal situation, but I heard, like, what you say can and will be used against you. And with the King of Cups, it's important to have this very emotional composure. I think of the King of Cups as someone who is able to be present with people, and emotions, right? But isn't always outwardly expressive. I really think of the King of Cups as the expressions, still waters run deep. And maybe people don't see just how much you're taking on right now. And so while it's important to kind of be careful with who you share what with, I do still nonetheless feel like there is a message about you opening up or confiding in someone or turning to them for some kind of support or assistance. What is going to come out of this situation? What is going to come out of the situation? We do have the Page of Pentacles. I do feel like you're figuring something out. There is a way forward here. And maybe for some of you, this is taking the form of learning a new skill, taking a different approach. I really am looking at this Page of Pentacles as someone who's being quite reflective, quite considerate. And the High Priestess. I really want you to pay attention to your intuition. Actually, some of you, what I'm really sort of getting now is like, some of you are feeling apprehensive to collaborate in some way, or you're second guessing that, you're reviewing that. It's important that you pay attention to that. Listen to what your intuition is telling you. That might feel kind of generic, but it is very strong here. We have both the High Priestess, and we did have that Unicorn card earlier. In a lot of ways, these cards are one and the same. I do feel like you can stop this from happening, or you can circumvent this. Yeah, there is a way to work with this. There is a way to manage things. And part of this, too, is like you might have to be making decisions for you and another person right now with the Two of Pentacles. There's a bit of a juggling act, a bit of a balancing act, if you will. And it feels like even though there are some emotional highs and lows, as we see in the background, you are able to keep your balance. I honestly feel like there is a very serious conversation that is happening around distribution of labor or of effort. Are relationships kind of balanced in their give and take right now? That's something that's really coming up for me. Because the Temperance was in reverse, but the Six of Pentacles was upright. And so I do feel like you are able to speak up and get what you need to. Maybe that's where enlisting another person or party could be helpful as well. Or talking through something with somebody. Rehearsing something, rehearsing a conversation. I'm just curious, what's happening in your relationships right now? Like, what's happening maybe with love? Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, I do feel like there are things that are being worked on right now, and someone might be very obsessive over work. That could be you, that could be another person. But that does feel like it's an influence in your relationships right now, your close, intimate relationships. Ace of Swords. Yeah, working things out, talking things out. Oy, I'm getting a lot of that. Um, and I don't think it's necessarily bad. It just feels uncomfortable. So having some uncomfortable conversations, it's time to have that talk, time to have the conversation. You might know something that you're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know this, actually. Whatever has been going on for another person, it feels like you somehow intuited or found something out. Ten of Cups in reverse, Five of Cups upright. Maybe this is about... I mean, honestly, I don't usually go there in this reading, but maybe it is about infidelity. Or some kind of relationship ending. I do feel like there's a mourning here. There's definitely a feeling of disconnect. That I can say with certainty. And maybe some of you are jumping to, like, is my partner cheating on me? Is this person lying to me? They might be, they might not be. But it feels like there is a sense of disconnect here nonetheless. I really do feel like there's a sense of trust that has been broken. Or at least shaken. And maybe right now, just focusing on what you can control, what you can put your energy towards with the Eight of Pentacles. This actually does feel like maybe a bit something of like a professional relationship, a collaborative relationship. Maybe there is someone who is... like the news kind of sucks, like something has happened, something has occurred, and it's like you're not really working together, or it's not really compatible, but at least there's this, like, I almost get a relief of, like, at least I know what I can work on and I know what I can't. So be really discerning with that too, like what's actually workable, what isn't. And even though the Five of Cups can be very emotional, it does feel like there is something that's like a relief, a release. What are the blessings for you right now? Getting on a people's drama and petty conflict. Five of Cups in, or I'm sorry, Five of Wands in reverse. That could also be part of this energy, and this is why it might be a little muddied. You might be just getting wrapped up in someone else's drama. So if you've kind of been sitting here and you're sort of like, wait, what is this talking about? Is this talking about my connection with this person? It could be a situation that they're in, or it could be about somebody else. Like, it feels like you're kind of getting dragged in. And maybe that's also why, like, you're not supposed to know this. Very interesting. But at the same time, you don't have all the information. And with whatever that means to the situation, apply it accordingly. Because I feel like it's the way things are being phrased right now that feel more important than the specifics of a situation. What are the blessings for you? What are the blessings right now? We have quite a few cards. Let me actually shuffle this again. Show me clearly, please. What are the blessings for you right now? We do have the Fool. There is a new beginning. There is a fresh start here. Maybe taking a leap of faith, a chance on yourself. What is this new beginning about with the Fool? The Hanged Man in reverse. I feel like some of you have been holding yourselves back, either by not saying what it is that you need or desire, much less going after it. And I do feel like there's something about a new perspective here. You're seeing things differently, and that might be part of why you don't have all the information. Your perspective is shifting. And it's funny, I feel like I've been towing the line of like, almost like these messages that feel like they could be triggering, but also it's not necessarily the worst case scenario. So stop jumping to worst case scenario here. That feels like a lesson here as well right now. Ooh, wow. Okay, interesting. The Lovers. This is about connection, having those heart-to-heart conversations. Maybe there is a relationship here that is strengthening. Maybe there is a new relationship. But I feel like with the Lovers, there is this sense of vulnerability. There is a vulnerability that in needing to be seen, even. You have to expose yourself. Tell me more about this Lovers. These cards are just slipping and sliding today. Tell me about the Lovers. The Lovers and Justice. A balance between the head and the heart. Fair relationships, equal give and take, balanced relationships. Something has really upset the harmony in your relationships. That could be one relationship, that could just be relationships in general. But it feels like you're either working something out with another person or you are coming into relationships that are more stable. That have better give and take. And again, if there is some kind of legal situation for some of you, I actually do feel like there will ultimately be a favorable outcome, or you will find a solution for whatever ruling, for whatever happens. Very, very interesting. Because I think you have information that's about to give you an edge. Whether you realize that or not. Something is being exposed. Lies are being exposed. The truth is being revealed. And I do feel like you will have this abundance and security and stability for yourself and maybe even someone very close to you or the people closest to you with the Nine of Pentacles here. So honestly, kind of a bit of a journey here for you. I would be very curious to hear what this drama is about, because it does feel a little dramatic. It does feel like there's multiple people involved. It feels like everyone kind of has a different version of the story. So I'd be curious, what's been going on? Well, what are you kind of in the midst of here? If this was helpful or affirming at the very least, definitely consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Again, you can find all of my information in the description of this video if you'd like to book a session with me or follow me on my other social media accounts, that way you know it's me. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. I'm sending lots of love and blessings your way, and lots of good energy to deal with whatever you're dealing with. I do feel like it's working out favorably, so I hope that this isn't something that is heavy as much as it is just kind of affirming what you already know. Anyways, take care.